Abona watche peace 104.3 peace 104.3. No watch brema kan kasebo ai sanso ye kasebo etwa to the moon mu no eno ena na ma komedia nim wate maje adwa bekenkan ede ama o se no watch brem akan kasebo. This way chocolate drink, best point savings and loans, best assurance, best pension trust. We no ene nwumeku awodo a special ice mineral water na nonom de nyina kan ho bi en wo mo eboa me ama me de ensem no asonwo. Afa ye dosuko na yakọ ensem no mu a na Ghana National Fire Service dum jadwuma yekuo de eye report ababeto abonti a wo ekire mu se eja hyehye a yi ni ti e wo mfempene ne aduonu miensa no ekọ suru yie pa se wo mo de toto 2024 e wo eye afiwe mu first quarter no anache se eye afiwe mu first quarter no so esan so etra 2023 de na no na wo kire mu yie no eye Director of Public Relations Officer Emma Ghana National Fire Service Headquarters eye ACFO 1 Timothy Osafo wo kire mu se wo 2023 no eja hyehye no first quarter ni mu no 827 ewo January bosome mu, February bosome 728, March 622, April 506. Ni nyina no kabo mu ana 2683. Na wode tutu mfempene ne aduonu na 2024 dia na kire se epeja no homene so pa. January no 802, February 917, March 572, April 488. Ye kan nyina bom a 2779. Enti wo bo manfo kokko na fe wato manfo fo se yenhwe ye ho yie ekwan ye fa so ekrakra eniama na ama eja anto ba bibia ye.
Enti eba eja siswa January record 802, February 917, March 572, and April 480 this year. Into a total of 2,779. So into last year, January 827, February 728, March 622, and April 506. Until Osha na last year, then from Kakrasin this year. No? Osha last year, no 2023, no January na insu eto, but this year, no na whether no enye papa. So peno extended pa amana insu entuto. Intiema bushfire echo so as in last year.
Ekwan ya befa so agba ye ho ban se na ebe ya eja enkonkoto ba bibia no aye wo se ye kwaye mu osi ye fiefie mu ye office yo henfon ekwan ya befa so aye bebo modern na ya hwe se sa de ne nkonkosi ne so wo kire mu se wo mo ate apamfo agodo no a officers agodo no agu mu a wo mo e kire Ghana for de afa ho.
This year, no, so Osha, Yenya, near your friend Boom so Kakra, anti slum areas, and once with me, Yawo, Ashley, the Kanyana call of Noso Kandra, Obu had Wejaho, the Nibeban also now, Eja Ato, the Bio Danim, Tisania Manyama in a ma, Ejano, a course. Nipa Bibrova, ye you went to be away a Juman for education. Senebea, Yebet me. Ensaka communities in the brain no ayen cheche na ma atoyencham amfama nyaya ye ne se machines ne wo ho a etimi ye adwuma ni nyina ya hyimu ekna a chese ya maintain no a ejina ne nanso tani aye betimi dia ye adwuma no yetimi asiesi na ne nyina jina ne nanso a ye betimi dia ye adwuma.
Watu Ghana fofo se yema ye ni na honom sa abo wo se de be ya ennam yensa so meja hyehye enkonkosi ade oyo ne eba beja yenso enti yenhwe na yemwa se ne be eja hyehye no esu betimi ate.
Kenya ahweye emma yen kase instu afiase 20 eja no emma na yen ko back to senya na ye niam de da no a yen ko se anya ahweye efise bibia nsu beto bia no obehwe na one frame eja asibabi yen a yen fi no adi be se infidu etwem ko no yen hwe ne aye frɛ no etim system ni efise bibia nsu beto a enyam betwa no edi eja esisisi efibim na Yamane bo for Porsche mensa bonsu ene de nsem we nyina no ba besom yen na African Data Centers wo mo ene Onyx Data Center for aka wonto mapama no na saa entiasepam we no awode wonsa hya ase ni nyina no ye kwan ye befa so na data services nso ewa bibira to ye mantamu West Africa no ni nyina wobetimi abone dwumadie ensem so na ebra wode wonsa hya entiase apam no ase no ena regional executive Emma African Data Center Owura Krisan Rajganat ede butaye etai entiasepam no echi ede tu yenim say
the importance of data center, correct? So it is literally everything remains whatever we do, it is a data and which is more critical and which must remain within the country's border. That is the regulation says, correct? So we can understand from there, we can understand the importance. If there is no data, there is nothing. Even you are recording it now, that is a data. If that data is not valid, then there is nothing, correct? So that important it is like an oxygen now. African market is the evolving market. So, everything need to remain in Africa, correct? And this kind of infrastructures need to come into Africa. We cannot keep using the global infrastructure for this. So
and what and Chief Executive Officer ma Onyx Data Center Orion Choi and students say Akan.
Ghana and West Africa is in its infancy right now in terms of digital transformation. And to put it in simple sense, banks have digital infrastructure. More and more banks have more and more transactions. Insurance companies, travel agencies, freelancers, gamers, social influencers. A lot of the data needs to be within the country. There's two reasons. There's a few reasons for this. Number one, as Dr. Krish mentioned, data sovereignty. You want to keep your data within the country. Number two, performance. When you click on that video, you want it to come up immediately. It doesn't matter how many megabits or gigabits you have. If the server is not in the same country, it will be slow.
Yamani bo for Henry Akwesi Minka and Edin Semi Ebabesumu Yen. World Data Lab for any Mastercard Foundation. The one more anti as a pamo etintimu so na wachiremu sa anyonkofa we no womo afaso ama womo ada dwumade bi edi ewo Ghana hanom na wachiremu a wose African Youth Employment Clock na womo epa ho ntuma na so womo dan wadi ewo enkramantem hanom womo de ba beboa se de be ya mebu no dodo no womo ni adwuma ye ewo bibrema mu hanom no womo ebetimi aboa na womo ama womo enwuma aye botayi a etai ekire no ebra Youth African Employment Clock Organizer World Data Lab womo edise adwumade we nyina ntintim so womo ne Mastercard Foundation for kan won tuma pon ano ehwe ye ma ne ba so no Country Director Ghana Mastercard Foundation Rika Wingamba ede ensem atudwa say
this tool will be vital in delivering precise labor market insights to support youth employment efforts and to refine our focus on programs for those most in need. This partnership with the World Data Lab marks a pivotal step forward. The Africa Youth Employment Clock isn't just a tool. It's a commitment to transparency, allowing us to track progress and adapt strategies in real time. It's about making informed decisions that directly contribute to the employment of millions of young Africans. This tool will enhance our ability to monitor and adapt.
And what Vice Chancellor my University of Ghana Nana Ba Pianfo one also Eddie Abasbonsem Ko Eddie Mastercard Foundation NFA World Data Lab for Ewasa and Jaspam we ya wachem so de ba betu unemployment yase ewo ebibi man no emu.
This ultimately focuses on addressing one of the pertinent and persistent socio-economic challenges the African continent is plagued with, youth unemployment. The employment needs of our continent's youth are multifaceted and encompass various factors that influence their ability to secure meaningful and sustainable employment opportunities. I'm therefore delighted to see a cross-section of stakeholders from diverse backgrounds gathered to deliberate on the role of data and evidence-based decision-making.
Data scientist ono asosajina musa member Emma research team no Owura Kwadwo Japan intra wono nso ni nsem ni
we a Mastercard Foundation for initiative be amode by say one of our targets and this by the year 2030 we will produce 30 million dignified and fulfilling jobs in Africa. In the World Data Lab for no ejuma na and say you share data no mu na ya share trajectory of the data the various sectors baby ejuma no be free mo aba. Yes, so ejuma no aye no research na aye no ye pese hu baby jobs no be free aba. Say na be Mastercard for no betimi aye omo programming in such a way say they will facilitate the creation of those jobs.
Country Director Emma Mastercard Foundation Rika Wigamba nene eno na yet one seven so the area mamu akofariba on one side can the Nima All People's Party Dr. Hassan Ayariga de atso franka to former NPP amanyoku ni me Dr. Alhaji Mamad Baumia osanso gina mu se mampani na nado danko akufuado abedi akire wo kire mu a wo se breaking the 8 agenda na de wo mu enyin famfiri o madwene mu kura na emba so live and call them fam mo wo se breaking the 8 obi te so a no dollar no eno kura mpo Ghana for se eye 4 cedis nti se wo fa $1 ena eya Ghana cedi no 4 cedis kura yehwa ne to asi adwa na wo a wo de kura ne sisi eyi $1 ye dru 16 cedis ena aba be gaza obe de breaki 8 must forget it.
If former President Mahama had to go because of 4 cedis to $1, then I don't know why Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is running for president at 16 Ghana cedis to $1. I want to advise Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and the MPP to concentrate in finishing the 8 rather than breaking the 8 because there's no 8 to break. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia should know that Ghanaians don't have short memories. The suffering is real and escalating, so he should stop the jokes. Dr. Bawumia, please stop crying for the steer. The car is not a toy. The steer was given to you and your boss, and you both drove into a different direction. When the steer was given to them, instead of building Ghana, they destroyed Ghana. Instead of transforming Ghana, we're in crisis. So you don't need the steer anymore.
Steer ne de yam farmer. Dr. Hassan Ayariga ne no wachire mu awase amanyoku akase mienu NDC MPP obi adi ehwammo. Bo hye hunu nko ano omde koma Ghana de hye nti Ghana de hye emmo omu bia kwanya.
It is important for us not to fall for those desperate promises made by those two political figures. Let us not forget, former President John Dramani Mahama has been president before and made numerous promises during his time in office. However, he was not able to fulfill them, yet he comes to make more promises. On the other hand, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, as vice president and running mate, made grand promises during their campaign for office. But since becoming the second in command, he and his boss have failed to fulfill those promises and still making unnecessary promises. That is why I am urging you not to fall for this desperate attempt to gain votes instant. I implore you to consider a young man with a vision, a leader.
What they are to when so munda kaka bensam no mo hwese dum so no ayekoso no wo mo ebehwe no mo aso ano.
The effect of doing so on Ghanaians are devastating. Many businesses have been forced to shut down due to the high cost of running on generators, resulting in job losses and economic hardship for families. Students are unable to study due to the lack of electricity. Hospitals are struggling to provide necessary care to patients. It is a shame that our government has allowed this crisis to affect the lives of the citizens in such a negative way. I am calling on government to stop their arrogance and take immediate action to solve the power crisis. We cannot continue to live in darkness while our leaders turn a blind eye. It is time for real solutions, not empty promises and excuses. We demand that the Energy Minister and his staff be held accountable for the management of the ECD.
Kwafariba no asaya kendi Nima All People's Party Dr. Hassan Ayariga nene no yamane bofo Abdullah Dasmani na de nsami eba besumu ya yegina we so de kase ebo ebesumu no wotwebre mu nyina no edi esi na ma akoma ejanim boaten ena mekenkan ensem no ede ma wo Harry Minka afe Prince Bafo Asamoah ena Patricia Zifafisha Elizabeth Ejen ene Abdullah Dasmani ena eboae ema me de ensem no ema mesemufo de na ya kase de card na afe ma me bia makwafo yada mu nyina mo ase ama mu anitia ya sorry see the platform dwumedie na ya kase de card na ede to aso ama mu Quality Peace 104.3.
Tune it in.